2025. What a year it was. I've probably had the lowest lows in 2025, and the only highs I derived were through travel. Kyrgyzstan was my favorite trip. A land that I had only seen on reels on Instagram. Through several posts, I have read several articles on Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan and the pristine beauty of it. But I'll be honest, my reason to pick Kyrgyzstan was a childhood dream. I have always dreamt of a house in the mountains that overlooks lush green meadows with horses grazing in a far distance. That is the picture I have carried all my life in my head, and I lived it in Kyrgyzstan. I spent 10 days in Kyrgyzstan and I've had some of the most amazing food. I've met some of the most amazingly warm people and seen some spectacular, breathtaking views in my journey. One pro tip: Kyrgyzstan is a vast land. There are miles and miles you can drive without seeing people. And if you're, God forbid, in a crisis or an emergency, you will be stuck alone. I highly recommend you hiring a guide and going around with a guide, preferably in their own car, because they know the roads, they know where to find emergencies, and the most crucial of all, they know the language. So, if you are planning to travel into interiors of Kyrgyzstan, most likely the locals do not speak English. Having a Kyrgyz speaking guide would largely help. When I reached Isikul Lake, calling Isikul a lake is an understatement. Isikul is an ocean. Watching all these animals and especially horses free grazing everywhere felt like I was in a Yashraj movie. There was a point where I actually got off the car and I ran off in the meadows and I was singing to myself all the Yashraj songs. I'm so glad there was no one else around me because they would have thought I'm probably daft. To be honest, I had the most amazing guide. His name is Salek. He took me to his relative's place and we had tea and breakfast over there. My guide was carrying a fishing rod in the back of his car. 30 minutes of failed attempts. We eventually went and bought fish from the market. These guys are untouched by modern development. I can't tell you how happy it made me to see kids running around without mobile phones. They were actually riding horses to get from one point to another. The other flip side of having Salek take me around was he made me climb every single mountain in Kyrgyzstan. It felt like, because out of 10 days, I spent at least 6 days only climbing mountains. By the end of 10 days, I had sore thighs and a body from a year's gym workout. His back of the car was also loaded with everything you could need if a nuclear attack happened. He had food, he had supplies, he had practically every single thing. The highlight of my trip truly was watching the eagle hunt show. What I also demanded extra was Tiger dogs, and these are hunting dogs. These dogs run at a speed of 60 miles per hour. I thought it was a joke until I saw them run. These dogs were friendly. They were friendly as a Labrador.
It doesn't happen often that I try something for the first time and hit bullseye.
On day 4, I was still around Isikul Lake and we stopped and stayed at a yurt. On the day when I had no mountain to climb, he made me climb a tower. That tower was so narrow that only one person could fit in at a time.
95 business days to go up.
就让风把我吹进，吹进你怀中。
He redeemed himself by taking me out to the most amazing meat place. It was not just the beef and lamb roast. I also ate horse meat. Lagman and borsa were two of my favorite things I ate. The amazing food journey didn't end there. It was around Eid, so he invited me over to his house for a Eid dinner. That is where he won me over. The spread was endless. I had a flight to catch right after this, and I can't tell you how peacefully I have slept through the flight after eating such a delicious meal. Every single time I look back at my 10 days in Kyrgyzstan, it makes me smile.